was only for the night.
We're riding around the world to road test RUFFLY gear in the K9 Moto Cockpit and to raise $100,000 for Girl Up. Every 6 months, we tackle a new challenge. First was the Arctic Ocean, then the Darien Gap, and now we're aiming for the bottom of South America.
My heart is home with you.
We have some new gear coming in for down to Patagonia, which starts pretty soon. But there's no way I'm leaving all the Amazon junk on the former Giant Loop gear, which is still in absolutely excellent condition. At the very least, this is going to be given away to somebody, and so you'd like to do it in sort of nice condition.
Lone Rider sent us out new moto bags and some of the other smaller bags as well, and the new tank bag. And it came into Bolivia on the 17th of October. The shipping itself didn't take long, maybe about a week from where they sent it from. But then it arrived, then customs had to clear it. Then when customs, I had a DHL broker do it. It took the woman probably a whole week to clear it because she put my name in the system as Jessica with a Y and not with a J. And so that took a while. Then it was in Cochabamba, which is where all of the problems are happening right now. Bolivia is riddled with blockades. There are protests on the streets. They're blocking the main roads all through Cochabamba, which is this town that's just further to the north, but that's where the hub is, where they have all of this stuff. So we've been waiting for them to send it after it got cleared. And it was just taking forever because they weren't getting shipments through because there's blockades. But finally, today on the 28th of October, it arrived in the country on the 17th. The 28th, we have received it, and so now here it is.
And now we don't actually have time to install it on our bikes. And so all we've basically done is open it up, look at it, have a giggle, and then pack it back up so we can take it back to a shipper and have them ship it to La Paz, and we'll get it when we get back from Mexico, I suppose.
So I had to go and pick up these boxes at the DHL office yesterday, and I was speaking with the guy, and I asked him if I bring these back tomorrow, can you send them to La Paz? And he was like, but you just received them. I was like, but I don't have time to put them on my bike. The idea was that we were gonna get these soon enough to put them on the bike so that we at least would have a few days ride up to La Paz to test out all the gear, see what we like about it, if there's anything we wanna change. But that's not happening. So we're gonna go and drop these boxes back off to the shipper. They'll put it to La Paz. When I get back in mid-November, I will get them back, and then we can install them, test them out, and that is that.
We've spent the last month here in Sucre after completing the Over the Andes segment of this trip. And now, before we actually start the next one, down to Patagonia, we have a few more things to do. And part of those things takes us to La Paz, where Whimsy's gonna get stuck in a kennel in a dog hotel for the first time ever, while we go visit my mom in Mexico, where she's living now. And then I've got a trip to LA and Guatemala to do some work stuff. And so we're leaving our little haven in Sucre, and we're running into a number of problems.
We're on day 16 of unrest in Bolivia. So there's been a political unrest, and there have been protests and roadblocks all around the country. There's a website that the government set up to show you basically where all of these roadblocks are. And unfortunately, there's one nice big one right on the route that we need to take tomorrow. So there's one on the way from Sucre to La Paz. We actually called a hotel that was nearby and sort of asked what the situation is to see if maybe motorcycles can pass. And she was like, no, there's rocks, there's tree branches, there's everything strewn across the highway. There's no way that you can pass. I'm concerned about leaving Whimsy behind. We have to leave her somewhere, and I did my best to research places that are the best in La Paz for boarding dogs. And I found 2 places, and I settled on this one because it looked like they had a nice outdoor area, and I just liked what they had to say. But Whimsy's never been left behind, except when we leave her to go and do errands, and then she howls. but we've never left her for overnight. So this is going to be the first time, and I always have this worry. I think back to leaving Moxie when we brought her in for her knee surgery, routine knee surgery. Thought everything was going to be fine, and it was, until it wasn't, and we were still far away from her. And so it gives me anxiety to think about leaving Whimsy in the event that there was something and being so far away. But
little complication with leaving Whimsy behind for the week. It's only a week, but she is getting very close to her second period time. We are leaving her intact for the first 2 years because that's what's been recommended by a number of experts. And she's getting really close. We are hoping we're going to miss it by a couple of weeks. Of course, they will not take her if she's in the middle of it. And so we're hoping that at least she holds on long enough for us to get rid of her. And then they can deal with the situation.
hi guys, thanks for watching GoRUFFLY in real time. If you love Whimsy's gear, head on over to GoRuffly.com and check out our collars, leashes, beds, bandanas, and more for your dog and all the dogs that you know. And if you're interested in the K9 Moto Cockpit, which is how Whimsy rides with me on the back of my motorcycle, you'll get all that information about sizing, mounting, and everything else at GoRuffly.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe.